Hi, Janice. It's great to see you again. How have you been?
I've been good. How are you?
I'm good. So this is our second session, and today I wanted to go over with you a couple of coping techniques that you can employ with your alcohol use, which is an issue that you were concerned about. We brought up that we talked about a little bit last time.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk about a few of them. I'll kind of talk through them with you, and we'll practice on them a little bit, and maybe talk about how we can apply them in your real life situations or your daily life. So yeah, let's start. Does that sound okay with you?
Yeah, sounds good.
Great. Okay. So the first one I want to go over with you is something called self-talk. So self-talk is basically kind of like, I like to think of it as like a pep talk that you can have with yourself to help you navigate stressful situations. So could you think of a situation that kind of that puts you in a place where you feel like you need to use alcohol?
Yeah, I mean, when I have a big project at school, I always drink a lot, to be honest with you, because it's just stressful. I feel like I can't get it done, and I don't want to do it, so I'll just drink, and, that's what I do.
Okay. So maybe, are there some, phrases or, sentences that you can say to yourself to kind of combat, that need to use alcohol?
So pep talk. I could say, I can do this project.
Yeah.
I don't need a drink right now. I can do it. I believe in myself.
Okay, so how about I can do this project? I believe in myself. Okay, maybe one more.
It's not impossible to do.
Okay. So it's not impossible to do. Great. Okay, so are you comfortable with these three phrases? Do you think it's something that you can tell yourself when you're having a big project and kind of feeling the need to use alcohol?
I think I can try them out. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I don't see why not. I'll just try it out.
Okay. All right, great. So I guess we'll move on to the next one. So the next one that I have and I want to talk about is something called self-instruction training. So it's basically like this internal kind of step-by-step script that you can practice and you can use in situations where, again, stress you out or kind of make you feel like you need to use alcohol. So maybe is there a specific situation or event or something that's maybe coming up that you're worried about that might kind of pressure you to use alcohol?
Yeah, there's this gala coming up, and
okay.
Everyone's gonna drink there. They're gonna bring their flasks, and everyone does it. So I just feel like I don't want to turn it down if someone offers me, a drink.
Yeah.
But I don't want to drink so much where I'm wasted. I want to get myself back home and all that.
Okay. So would you say that your goal for the night is to drink less, to minimize your alcohol use?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's more realistic because I do want to drink. I just don't want to be I don't want to black out.
Okay. All right. So let's maybe role play or practice kind of a situation that you think might occur where you can express your your want to drink less drinks.
Okay.
Well, maybe someone will ask you or kind of pressure you to drink.
Okay. There's this guy that I think is totally cute, and he's going to be there, and I know he's going to ask me to drink.
Okay.
But I don't want to turn him down because I don't want to seem like a loser.
Okay. So maybe let's do role play. So I can act like I'm him. What's the guy's name?
Brad.
Brad. Okay. And then you can be yourself, and then we'll do a short little role play, and you can see how you would best like to respond in this situation.
Okay.
Okay.
So using the script.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So hey Janice, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You're having fun?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun at the gala. How about you?
I'm having fun. It's a pretty dope party.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I have my flask with me. I have some vodka. You want some?
Maybe just one sip.
Oh, come on, Janice. You have to get buzzed or at least a little bit tipsy to enjoy this party.
Okay, 2 sips and that's it.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so...
Okay. Did that feel okay, like, okay for you to do, or?
Yeah, it did. I feel like it might be harder if he, like, keeps pressing, but if I just...
Yeah.
I don't want to go, like, I'm going to have 3 steps, 4 steps, but I'll just stick with 2. So
Okay.
I'll just draw the line there.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really great. And then, and I think you handled it well, speaking with him, and, you know, it's something, again, when it actually arises or actually happens, you know, you can be flexible in what you want to say with him, but it's also maybe good to practice, like what you would like to say, kind of imagine things that he would say to you and practice back.
Okay.
And I also wanted to ask you, so that's great that you have that limit for like 2 sips or 2 drinks, what, you know, however you want to approach that at the party. Is there maybe another way you can like distract him? You said you liked him, so I don't know if you like dancing, so maybe...
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So instead of him offering me a drink and me saying 2 sips, I would just say, like, I'd rather dance with you instead.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Do you like that one?
Yeah, I do. 'Cause
Okay.
I really like him.
Yeah, I think that's a great way. It kind of distracts him without having you feel like, you know, you're not being cool or, you know, talking with him or interacting with him. I think that's a great one.
Yeah, just to see his dance moves.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So do you feel comfortable with that, with the self-instruction?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I like that one.
All right, great. So we'll move on to the next one. So the next one would be, there's a few techniques within it, but it's called like thought stopping. So it's exactly what it is. The first one is literally thought stopping. Okay. So like if you have some kind of thought related to your alcohol use that you just enters your mind and you want to drink, just literally saying out loud, you know, stop, I don't want to drink, or no, I don't want to drink. And so a lot of times, like, it'll start off maybe when you're at home and you're able to kind of vocalize that out loud. And then eventually you'll train yourself and you can yell stop or no in your head, like when you're in public spaces. So does that maybe sound like something that you'd be interested in using?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds kind of silly, but I'll try it.
Okay. All right, do you want to practice maybe? Do a run-through really quick?
Sure.
Okay. So do you want to, like, set up a scenario for yourself of when you have, like, these kind of thoughts?
Sure, like, when I talk to my parents on the phone after we are done talking, I'll go straight to the cabinet and drink something.
Okay.
And it's just because they, like, stress me out. They, like, put so much pressure on me to do well in school, and I'm just like, ugh, I can't deal with it.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of, like, thoughts pop into your head?
Like, I need to drink so I can escape their drama.
Okay.
They're just so, you know, they're just stressful.
Yeah. So once those thoughts pop into your head, then what would you say to yourself out loud?
Like, stop. I'm not going to drink because, you know, they just care about me. They're not trying to hurt me in any way.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think that's good. That's also kind of employing a little bit of self-talk. Like, you're putting some kind of, like, alternative, positive thought and, like, reasoning behind that.
Okay, so I could just go, stop. Can I make it simple?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'll try that.
Okay, cool. So the next one, similar. I don't know if you've ever heard of, like, the rubber band technique. So it's basically like you would wear a rubber band, or you can even use like a scrunchie. And then when a negative thought related to your alcohol use enters into your head, you can just like snap it, and kind of like that pain or just that action of snapping it distracts your mind.
Okay.
So is that something you feel comfortable with doing, or?
Sure, I think I can try it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's another thing you can use. Another one is also like setting aside worrying time. So I know you mentioned you have, you know, like you're stressed out by like the communication you have with your parents, like your alcohol use, school. You said stresses you out. So maybe setting aside some time, whether it's the beginning of the day or the end of the day, to think about these things, think out these worries and concerns that you have.
Okay. I also like journal. Can I use that in conjunction?
You can definitely do that. I don't know, like, you know, how you journal, but I think that part of your journaling can be like reflecting on different worries you have throughout the day, or just kind of just like processing and reflecting out concerns that you have. So the conversation you have with your parents, like write about it. Like what are your worries? What are your emotions and your thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's great that you journal because that's kind of like something, a habit you already have that you can easily like work into this technique.
Okay. I think I would like that the best because I love writing, and you know, it's nice to get your thoughts on paper. I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I like that that
okay.
one.
Yeah, great. All right. So that definitely sounds like a tangible, real life one that you can use. I'm gonna just talk about like one more, a little bit more, but then the point is I give you kind of like an arsenal, like a whole bunch of techniques to have in your arsenal. You can use them however you feel comfortable, and then like next week we'll talk more about them.
Okay.
So the last one I'm going to go over with is like coping with your craving. So I think part of your alcohol use is like identifying what cues or what triggers kind of make you want to drink alcohol. So you've mentioned a few before. Are there, related to your parents and school? Is there maybe any other ones you can think of?
I think those are my big ones, but
okay.
If I want to, I don't know. I think I just want to focus on those two.
Okay, great. So maybe related, let's think about your conversations with your parents. So once you have them, is there maybe another way you can think of coping or dealing with the conversations you have with them and
So instead of drinking, I would do something else.
Yeah. Kind of like distracting yourself?
Yeah. I would like to do that. I feel like drinking was the distraction, but obviously it's not healthy.
Yeah. Is there something else, like something fun that you'd like to do, or?
I like to cook.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I think that would be a great one to do. Do you usually speak with your parents, like, in the evening, or? Like
yeah,
what time?
like 8 o'clock here, so it's 5 o'clock there.
Okay. So would you think it would be realistic to like cook dinner after you finish talking to them? Like, is that too late, or or I don't know if you like to bake?
I do.
Yeah.
I do like baking cookies.
Okay. So that could be something, since it is like a little bit, I'm not sure what time you eat dinner, since it's a little bit later.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could try to make my lunch then.
Oh, okay,
so
for
I can
the next.
prepare for the next day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like a really fun idea. Good distraction. Okay. Also within coping with cravings, could be just talking about them. So whether that is talking with yourself, like in your head or out loud, or if there's a trusted friend that you have that you'd like to call and talk about it, so you can kind of work through your feelings of needing to use alcohol. Do you think that? Do you know of someone or feel comfortable doing, like, kind of talking with yourself about this?
I can talk to my sister. We're really close.
Okay.
So just to call her when I have a craving.
Yeah, definitely. And just kind of talk through it with her. So whatever cues or triggers that you have that is in that moment making you want to use alcohol, or just like what feelings you have or emotions, or just kind of just talk it out with her.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Great. I guess we'll do one more. You can also employ self-talk, which we went over at the beginning.
Okay.
And sometimes, like, I'm not sure what negative experiences you've had with your alcohol use, but maybe something to deter you is you think back of, like, when you used alcohol, maybe you got really drunk or something bad happens. So when you want to use it, you kind of think of, like, that bad experience or negative consequence, and it'll deter you from using again.
Okay. Yeah, definitely blacking out is the worst thing that's happened. So.
Okay. Does that give you, what kind of emotions or feelings do you have about when you have blacked out in the past?
Makes me feel like scared about what happened the night before and how I got home, or if I woke up on someone's couch, if I was like, I don't know, like, I just want to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like when I black out, I can't do anything and I'm unsafe.
Yeah, so do you think that thinking about, like, your past experiences, your scariness with blacking out will deter you from using when you have these thoughts?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That sounds good. So these are the techniques that I wanted to talk about with you today. Again, some of them might work, combination of them. Maybe only the journaling works for you. So maybe from now until the next time we meet next week, you can try out a couple of them and see how they work for you, and we can evaluate them further when we meet again.
Okay, that
Okay?
sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Janice. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Okay, so we're switching.
Yeah, so now we're going to switch.
We're switching. I'm the social worker now.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Janice.
Hi.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know last time you talked about using alcohol because you were really stressed out with a lot of things.
Yeah.
But this session I want to focus on employing or talking to you about some strategies to cope with that alcohol use. So I'll just go through them, you can practice them with me, and then we'll figure out what works for you.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so you ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is self-talk. It's basically like giving yourself a pep talk. Is there a situation in which, think of a situation in which you have negative thoughts that has led you to use alcohol?
Yeah. I think I kind of been like fighting with my boyfriend a little bit recently because he's like really worried about me.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like pushed me to come see you. So sometimes I just get really stressed out, like when we fight, because I don't like fighting, and so it makes me like turn to using alcohol.
Okay. So, of course, it is a stressful situation when you're fighting with your spouse, and you don't want to turn to alcohol. So, I think one thing that you could focus with in using self-talk is finding something positive to tell yourself. Like, how long have you been with your boyfriend?
I met him my like end of sophomore year, so it's like 2 years.
Okay, so you've been together for a long time.
Yeah.
I think one positive thing that you can say is we've been together for a while and we care about each other, and we can work through this issue or this argument.